Welcome back to Soft Spoken English, the place where we learn English through heart-touching and real-life stories. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Soft Spoken English.
Hey you, yes, you who's listening right now. Good morning, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for pressing play. Thank you for being here with me. Before we start today, I want you to just take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Because what you're about to hear today, it's not just a story. It's not just about English. It's about fear, courage, embarrassment, growth, and something even more important than fluency. It's about that one moment when you choose to speak anyway. Even when your heart is racing. Even when your voice shakes. Even when your English is not perfect. This is a real story. My story. And if you stay with me till the end, maybe you'll see a part of yourself in it too. So grab a cup of tea. Sit somewhere quiet. Let me talk to you, like a friend. Like a mirror. Because I know you've been through this too. Or maybe you're about to. Let me take you back to the beginning. Let's begin. The fear before the storm. I was 20 years old. I had studied English for years. School, college, coaching, you name it. But there was one small problem. I had never spoken English in real life. Books? Yes. Writing? Yes. Grammar rules? I knew them all. But when it came to speaking in front of someone, especially a stranger, I would freeze. Every single time. I still remember the day. It was summer. Hot, humid, sweaty. And I had to go to the bank, alone. My dad told me, just ask the manager about your account status. Simple, right? No. Not when your brain goes blank the moment you hear someone say, "Yes, how can I help you?" Practicing in my room. The night before, I was standing in front of the mirror, holding a fake file. "Excuse me, sir. I want to know. I want to ask about my account, sir. Balance?" I was correcting myself again and again. Practicing like a mad person. I must have repeated the sentence 20 times. But every version felt wrong. Sometimes I'd say I wants. Then I'd forget the word account and say bank money. And every time I made a mistake, I'd say, ugh. Stupid. Why can't you speak properly? Looking back, I wish I had been kinder to myself. Because I was doing something brave. I was preparing to speak in a language that wasn't mine, in a public place, with real people watching. The moment arrives. The next morning, I reached the bank. My hands were sweating. My heart was pounding. My brain was telling me. Run away. Say you forgot the file. Call your dad and ask him to come instead. But I didn't run. I stood in the line. The manager looked up. Our eyes met. And he said it. The scariest sentence in the English language. "Yes, how can I help you?" And in that moment, my brain just stopped working. My first real sentence. I took a deep breath. And I said, yes. I want to know, what is this product? Broken English. Choppy grammar. But I said it. And the best part? She didn't laugh. She didn't correct me. She just smiled wider and said, "Oh. It's a daily face cream. It helps with dryness." You can try it on your hand if you'd like. I nodded. Quickly. Yes, yes. I try. She handed me the tester. I applied it on my hand. And then she asked, "What kind of skincare do you usually use?" That's when it happened. My mind went blank. Words disappeared. My thoughts scattered. I wanted to say, just soap. I don't use creams. But all I managed to say was, I use nothing. Only soap. And then, something beautiful happened. She laughed. Not at me. With me. It was light. Natural. And suddenly, I was laughing too. In that moment, I realized something important. I was speaking English. It wasn't perfect. But it was real. The words got stuck in my throat. The waiter looked at me. I looked at the menu. I looked at my friend. Then again at the waiter. And my mouth stayed shut. I knew the words. I had rehearsed them in my mind. Can I have a coffee, please? That's it. Just one simple sentence. But in that moment, it felt like I was trying to say a tongue twister in a foreign language. My heart was beating so loudly, I could hear it in my ears. My palms were sweating. My lips moved, but no words came out. I felt frozen. I could feel eyes on me. Maybe people weren't even looking, but in my head, it felt like the whole world had paused to watch me fail. I whispered something. I don't even remember what. It was a mix of English, hesitation, and fear. The waiter smiled politely and said, "Sorry, could you say that again?" And oh, that moment. That 1 second where I felt like running away. It was like my whole body wanted to disappear into the chair. I wanted the ground to swallow me. I thought this was a mistake. I should have stayed home. But then, something unexpected happened. My friend looked at me, smiled gently, and said, "You can do it. Just say it. I know you can." And that changed everything. In that moment, I realized something. Nobody here is expecting me to be perfect. Nobody is laughing at me. It's just English. So I took a deep breath. I looked the waiter in the eye. And I said slowly, with a shaky voice, "Can I have a coffee, please?" He smiled, nodded, and said, "Of course. Anything else?" That was it. I had done it. One sentence. One small moment. But for me, it felt like winning an Olympic medal. I smiled back. Not just at him, but at myself. Because for the first time in a long time, I was proud. Proud that I didn't give up. Proud that I stayed. And you know what? That small sentence gave me something that no textbook ever could. Real-life courage. I stepped outside, but something had changed inside. After we finished, we stepped outside the cafe. The world looked exactly the same. But something in me had shifted. I wasn't the same person who had walked in. That shy, nervous version of me? She had spoken. She had survived. I felt taller. Not physically, but emotionally. My chest felt lighter. My mind clearer. I started noticing the world differently. Street signs in English didn't look scary anymore. Advertisements made sense. I could understand snatches of people's conversations on the road. And more importantly, For the first time, I believed. Maybe I can do this. Maybe English isn't something I have to fear forever. It's not that suddenly I became fluent. It's not that I lost all fear. But that moment gave me something precious. Confidence. A seed of belief. And belief is powerful. Once you have that, your journey begins to shift. From that day, I started practicing more. I would speak to myself in English while walking. I started watching videos, repeating sentences, even recording my own voice. I began journaling in English, even if the sentences were broken. I would imagine myself ordering food again, talking to strangers, asking for directions. I turned every little activity into practice. Grocery shopping became vocabulary revision. Mirror time became speech rehearsal. And every time I felt nervous, I remembered that cafe. That small victory. That one sentence that changed my life. And you know what? You can do it too. Now, I want to talk to you. Yes, you. The listener who is still here with me. I know you've had similar moments. Times when you wanted to speak English, but fear held you back. Times when people laughed, or corrected you, or made you feel small. I see you. I hear you. Because I was you. But let me tell you something that nobody told me. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. Your English doesn't have to be fancy. Your grammar doesn't need to be 100% correct. All you need is the courage to speak anyway. Because every time you speak, even if you stutter, even if you make mistakes, you're growing. You're doing something most people are too afraid to do. You are learning out loud. And learning out loud is brave. It's raw. It's real. And it's how transformation happens. So next time you feel that fear rise in your throat, remember this story. Remember that I survived. And so will you. You might feel embarrassed. You might feel shaky. But trust me. Nobody ever becomes fluent by staying silent. Speak in small moments. At the bus stop. In a shop. With a friend. Speak even when you're not sure. Because that is exactly how you'll grow. You have everything you need inside you. Just take a deep breath. And speak. Even if your voice shakes. Even if your English isn't perfect. Even if your hands are cold. Speak. Because that's how you grow. And one day, you'll look back and smile. Just like I am today. You'll say, that day, the day I chose to speak, that was the day everything began. What you can do today. Here's a small challenge. Today, try speaking just one sentence in English with someone. It can be your friend, shopkeeper, teacher, or even yourself in the mirror. Say something simple like, hello, how are you? I would like a cup of tea. Today is a good day. Don't focus on being perfect. Focus on being proud, because you spoke. And if you want to repeat my sentence from the bank, here it is. I want to check the balance in my account, please. Say it out loud right now with me. I want to check the balance in my account, please. Well done. You just practiced speaking English. And that's a victory. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And if you're still with me, I'm proud of you. So today, as you listen to this story, I hope you don't just listen to my words. I hope you hear your own voice. Soft, Maybe scared, but brave. Because you can do it. One sentence at a time. One kind conversation at a time. Don't wait to be fluent. Be human. Be honest. Be willing to try. That's all it takes. And if one conversation changed me, maybe yours is just around the corner. Thank you for listening. You're not alone. And your story matters too.